Hello YouTube, welcome to the 8th video on the Land Rover Series 3. Got a lot going on here now. This here is the beginning of another project, and you're not going to see that for a long time, but there will be a series of videos on it. It's very exciting, and I'm getting into it now, so unfortunately the Land Rover stuff is slowing a little bit, but that project has potential to make us lots of money. So yeah, this is the Land Rover project. I've got a whole box of parts here for the engine, but I haven't got onto the engine yet, so I'm still on the gearbox, which you can see there on the bench. I've got the transfer case apart. Ashcroft have got it, but that gearbox, I just drained the oil and found a piece of metal, so I'm going to have to tuck into that next. In the meantime, I'm trying to have a little garage sort out so I can get on with this project, which will be YouTubed next year. And one of the things I could get out of the way very easily is the tub, because I'm finished with the back of this vehicle now. Just a brake line to make up to there, and this electrical stuff to sort. So the old wiring is here, and I did a lot of welding on the chassis, which has made those wires suffer. In addition, I don't know that any of it worked anyway, and there was a wire which was outside of the chassis because one of them had failed. So I got hold of this trailer wire, trailer lighting wire, which is 7 wires in there, which is like enough, plus a spare or two, I think. I've taped it up there, and I'm just going to pull it through the chassis now, because I think I'm at the point where I can finally do that. So a little grommet just popped out, hence the screwdriver helping it out. So I'm hoping now you can see all this damage from welding. So there we go, brand new cable in the chassis with plenty of slack either end. In fact, I could pull some more through. Something else I'm going to do, I think, is put a 5-pin Bosch style waterproof connector on here to disconnect the back end of the Land Rover. Make it a very easy thing to do. Yeah, next job. Probably got to wash my hands, that might take 20 minutes. Let's lift the back onto the chassis. The owner of the Land Rover just wanted the chassis patching up. He wanted it so that it would pass an MOT and be safe to drive around the road, and it's just gone way out of hand, and yeah, I've gone a bit crazy with it really, so he's going to end up with a brand new vehicle underneath. But from the get-go I said I'm not doing anything with thin panel work, definitely aluminium, not touching that, and painting, spraying stuff. I know I haven't going to spray the bulkhead and the front panel where the grille goes, but that's kind of a necessity for the rust repairing, if you see what I mean. But the tub has gone on untouched. I might polish it when the project's all finished, but I'm not getting into any bodywork. So I like to think I can do a reasonable job of lots of things on vehicles, but stuff that requires a good finish, I'm just not very good at it, and I've made that very clear to the owner. So the bodywork is going back on just as it was really, and like I said, I'm hoping to polish the wings and the doors and that back tub there, the blue bits at very minimum, to match, hopefully, you know, brighten up that paint a bit to match the new paint which will be on the bulkhead and that front grille panel. So yeah, and you know, for those following, I apologise really that is a shortcoming of this project. There won't be any detail on taking those things apart. Obviously there's plenty on YouTube to see. But in slight defence of that, this is a very straight Land Rover. While the back went on, there was a couple of things I hadn't thought of. This one is one of the bolts that holds the back of the tub on around about here. Where is it? Yeah, up under there. That needed taken off. And the fuel hose was, although this looks alright here, it's just perished damage down here, which obviously would have caused a leak when you fill it up, or even when you drive around. So new fuel hose needed to go on. That was a bit of a pain in the arse. So you take this little cover off, which goes down here, but still getting this new one on was very difficult. Getting the old one off was very difficult. So I did disconnect the 4 screws here and here and here and here to take the whole filler neck off, which comes down. You can see there it's bolted up inside, so it comes down and out. And then that was relatively easy to get on, holding this against the floor and pushing that on. But you're sort of guessing with the alignment then, so the alignment's not perfect. It is actually slightly twisted, but it's okay. It's very similar to that really. You can see a little bit of a kink in that, which obviously worked for 45 years, so I'm going with it. This hose it has a slight crack, but I'm going to cut it off. And I know I can get away with that because there was so much overlap on the hose, on the filler neck. It was overlapped by something like that, so I've reduced it down to that, put the tighten the Jubilee on, so it gives me enough room to cut a bit off here to attach to the tank. So that's next. Hopefully that is it, then I can lower the tub and actually start bolting the thing on. A few bolts in places enough places that you know, show it can be bolted down. There's a huge gap here and a tiny gap here, but of course I then noticed actually it ain't that bad. If you follow the gap across there, there isn't really a difference, and actually that has a sheet of aluminium that comes lower. I don't know why that is, but there isn't one on that side, or it's gone and this is a patch repair. I don't really know, but weird. It's alright, it lines up, so I'm pretty pleased with that. It's on. It's bolted down all however many bolts, 14 is it, I think, down here. The seatbelt bolts not done yet, but the rest of them are in, which means I've got somewhere to put all the junk, not junk at all, useful stuff. And I can move the Land Rover around. I've lifted the engine up again and bolted on an engine stand. The clutch worked fine, we drove it up here, so I'm leaving that well alone, in which case this bell housing spacer thing is also staying on there. So that's ready to be moved about. I'm also going to move that about, I think, and just have a general sort out in here. So I'm halfway through the transfer box. It looks like I've got to take the gearbox apart. I'm now in a position to strip the engine, and I have a load of spare parts to sort of spruce that up. I've got the paint ready to paint the bulkhead, which is there. What else am I halfway through? Oh, the rear lights, yeah. I'm going to have to order some new rear lights for that tub there. It should be a fairly straightforward job, that one. So I've got loads going on, and yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day there, to be honest, because it'll be forever before I release another video if I try and get something finished. That's it for this video, folks. I hope you're enjoying the series. Apologies it wasn't a more exciting video. Hopefully next time either we'll have the engine all cleaned up, fitted with a few new parts and painted, or the gearbox, or both, who knows, maybe major progress has happened. But hopefully one of those two things. Thank you very much for watching, and please tune in again.